It's your boy, Live Life and Love Coach, Mark Satavu, back at it again with another daily dose. I'm here with the Warriors Garden, and I'm here with my special guest, my wife, the love of my life for over 16 years now. And we're excited to be bringing this platform to you guys out there. As you know, I've always been one to want to help others in life, and I feel the many chapters that I've lived has set me up for this opportunity to give back to others, which I'm excited to do. You know, I'm a firm believer that your outer reality is a reflection of your inner reality, and I think it's time that I start diving into what I believe God has blessed me to do, is to share one of my gifts, which is ultimately just helping individuals. I recognize that, you know, the more you give is the more you'll receive, and you know, I'm honored to be here with my wife today, who's my special guest here on the show, and you'll see her on many of the podcasts in the future. Lisa Bach, her brand is Healing is Feeling. The biggest thing that she's contributed for me in my life, outside of being a lovely woman and a wife and mother to myself, and our children, is when I was aspiring to become a professional athlete. You know, she really helped me to up my game as far as nutrition goes, and you know, I think she saw me eating a lot of junk and garbage, and she's like, "You're a great athlete, but she's like, if you fueled yourself with the proper nutrition, you'd be surprised how you could perform." And you know, I kind of took it as this analogy, kind of like, you know, if you were a sports car, for example, like a Ferrari, you know, you would ask anybody, hey, what kind of fuel you're going to put in that car. Everybody, of course, is going to say they're going to put in the premium, and I find it interesting that kind of helped to like flip my perspective as to the food and source of nutrition that I was putting into my body. And when I started improving the quality of food in my body, not only did I see a change externally in my reality, I started performing even better as well. And so I'll let Lisa kind of explain a little bit further into the depths of what she does as a profession.
Hi, my name's Lisa, and I've been in the holistic health world for over 15 years now, which all manifested from my experiences with my family and all their health issues, from, you know, acute situations to very, very severe situations. And just to see the transformation of health and healing, using medical medium protocols, it has just been the greatest blessing in my life, my family's life, and those that are around me. And I finally come to the conclusion that I need to bring this out into the world. I've been doing holistic health counseling for 15 years now, and it wasn't until medical medium information where everything just clicked through, made sense. It's not common sense, but it makes sense. And just the depth of knowledge that we have been blessed by through medical medium, through spirit of compassion. It is my journey in life to promote this healing and to educate people on it, because I know that everyone can heal. I know that you can live a life full of abundance and wealth, and I just itching to get all this information out there. I've been always putting it out there, but I'm just doing it more to the masses now, because I know that there's a greater purpose for me in this world, and now is the time for me to get this out there. And I'm happy to share it and teach it and continue to help my clients.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, nicely said. Yeah, I think, you know, I've kind of been her guinea pig, you know, like through the years I've been with Lisa, like I said, 16 years now. It's been a long time. 15 of those years was she's, you know, started taking on a more of a professional route. And, you know, that's another reason why we're here, is we're trying to build our clientele. But I remember even me kind of just being guinea pig number one, and a few other family members that she's helped. You know, I remember when you shared a story in regards to when your grandmother was sick and you had to take your grandparents to appointments. You want to explain a little bit about that?
I've had many situations with many of my family members, stemming from where my mother was in the ICU for 30 days, not knowing if she was going to live. This was back in 2017. She had the top stroke doctor in the Northeast, and she had a really bad stroke. But long story short, they did all these tests on her, you know, to see, did she have high blood pressure? Did she have a ventricular malformity? What was her diet and lifestyle like? And the doctors had no idea what caused her stroke. And it was my mission to figure out what was the root cause of why she had this huge medical occurrence happening in her life. And it wasn't until information where it's like, wow, finally I have answers, because to heal, you have to know the root cause. And out there, even in the holistic world, it's a bunch of guessing games and theories too. Like if you guys are on social media scrolling, you can see there's so many biohacks. Oh, the top 10 things to do this, and the top 5 reasons that, do this, do that. And it's so many guessing games out there. People are trying to push products and sell you things, but they don't even know what the root cause is. And it's just like a car. If your engine light is on, you have to know what is causing that issue for you to be able to successfully fix the car. Maybe you can pull some wires and maybe your car will run a little better for, a couple days or so, but something else is going to happen. So it's all about trying to get to the root of the problem. And as Anthony Williams says, to heal, there's 2 huge components, right? We have to know what is causing it in the first place. And then the other part of it is, what protocols do we need? What foods should we incorporate? What foods should we avoid? What cleanses do we need to do? What supplements? It goes on and on and on. And the information is so dense and beautiful that it just sings to my soul in every aspect. And I feel like it is a blessing that I've really waited this long to really put myself out there in the public world, because I could have done this 15 years ago. But I've been always doing it kind of, I don't want to say on the back burner, but I've always been doing it indirectly, whether it's my coworkers, whether it's people that are in my business or my family or my friends or my neighbors or people that hear about me. But now I'm doing it more on a public level because people need to know the information. I've probably spent over $30,000, honestly, in all sorts of holistic health certifications. I'm not putting any of that down. But now that I've been there, done that, spent, almost 10 years getting all sorts of certifications in the holistic modalities, it wasn't...
Let me jump in on that too as well. Like, no, there's nothing to... Sorry, apologies.
I know, I can't stop talking.
No, it's perfectly fine. As you can see, she's very passionate. As she said, as she alluded to, she spent lots of money on her education, and she took very many modalities of holistic learning and healing. And like I mentioned earlier, I was a guinea pig. And obviously it was understandable to start eating organic. There was a period of time where we were doing colonics with coffee to later find with Anthony Williams that that's probably one of the worst things you could do. It's so adrenalizing, right? But the beauty of it is that we were never afraid to go out there and try new things. And I think, as I mentioned, just being a guinea pig, it wasn't until we did fall upon medical medium information where I'm just sitting here like, here we go again. Here's another modality healing. What test am I going to be going through now? Hopefully no tubes up my butt. But, the beauty is when I started to listen in on Lisa's learning experiences when medical medium was going live and sharing his information, and as a person, and especially as a male figure, you tend to be argumentative, you tend to raise your eyebrows to a lot of things. But when I heard the information that was coming from medical media, it truly resonated with me. And so that's when I really was, opening myself up to the power of medical media and the spirit of compassion. And obviously, as you can see, she already jumped right into medical medium and the power that he has done to uplift our family's health and overall values. But it didn't start there, initially. What was it that actually compelled you to start? Because you used to be a former educator for over a decade. What led you? I mean, I know the story, but I want the audience to hear. And I was kind of alluding to that earlier in regards to your grandmother. I think it was when your grandmother had, thyroid cancer, and you talked about how you were like 23 years old, just out of college.
So the first health experience that I had to endure was always being an advocate for my family, right? I believe I was 24, 25 at that time, and my mom ended up in the ER. Long story short, she had an egg-sized tumor on her adrenal gland. Once again, doctors cut it out. Oh, it's benign. She's okay. Here's some 5 drugs for you to take. At that age, at 25, I just finished college. I was in my own zone. I was a teacher in the inner city. And I was like, oh my goodness, what is going on? What is the right protocol? Like, something in my intuition said, okay, she just had this huge ordeal where she had an egg-sized tumor in her adrenal gland. And I was like, okay, they cut it out, but that's still not going to solve the problem. Like, is it going to come back again? You know, taking 5 prescription pills for her situation, something in my intuition was like, this is not right. There's more to this. And that's when the whole door opened in the holistic field, and I seek doctors, and I read tons of books, and I was just like, whoa, there's just a whole nother world out there that can truly help my mom. So that's how that situation started. And then my grandmother had thyroid cancer, which once again, doctors don't know the root cause. She just has to get her thyroid removed and go under radioactive treatments and take Synthroid. And it's just this ongoing battle. And to me, that was not an answer for me to take. I didn't know why at that time because I was still young, but I knew in my heart there was a deeper meaning and reasoning, and I had to go on my journey to find the answer. So long story short, with my grandmother, she doesn't have thyroid cancer anymore. Through Anthony Williams' books, which are, you know, advanced medical information that's decades ahead of research and science, coming from a higher source than what we could ever provide on this earth, because as you know, almost everybody is chronically sick in this world, literally. It just led me to these wonderful avenues, and I found out through his books that, you know, if you have a thyroid condition, it's due to Epstein-Barr virus, and there's things that you can do, and what is Epstein-Barr virus, and where did it come from, and, you know, there's a rabbit hole for everything, right? But it was my duty and my calling in life to really go on this venture. Like I told Marcus, you know, I think it must have been around 30 grand over the past 15 years or so, just getting all sorts of certifications. And during my journey, I don't regret that at all. I met amazing people. I learned so much, whether it was Ayurveda or energy healing. I mean, you name it. I've been there, done that. It doesn't mean I covered all aspects of healing, of course, but because I've spent 30 grand and got all these certifications and had my family as guinea pigs, now I have a lot of discernment, and obviously being more mature and older and having had 2 kids and, you know, them healing and everything like this, now I have more discernment to know, like, wow, you know, this information is so profound. It's not just drinking celery juice for 3 weeks and then saying it doesn't work. There's just so much into it. And if you just give the time, the dedication, and work with someone that really knows the information, you know, your whole world can open. You don't have to be sick. You don't have to be stuck in bed. You don't have to have chronic symptoms. I mean, I grew up 20 years, I think I've had the worst acne in my life, you know, like.
Yeah, she has a couple friends that used to stick with her, you know, throughout the years.
He calls them my special friends, but now I don't really have special friends.
Surprising, you know.
And, you know, I went through the whole, you know, charade of things, okay? Went to the doctor, went to the dermatologist, got Accutane, got antibiotics, then I did Proactive. I did every lotion and potion that you can imagine, you know, and then I did laser treatments and chemical peels and you name it. I've been there, I've done that. And then they said, oh, it's your hormones. Oh, it's because you're eating greasy foods. Oh, this. It's like, it's a guessing game out there. And it wasn't until I found out what is the root cause. It's Streptococcus bacteria. Oh, that is why. And how do we get rid of that bacteria? Oh, I gotcha. And since then, I haven't had any. Can there be a little flare up? Sure. If my immune system goes down and I decided to eat some unproductive foods because obviously I'm not perfect, yes, then things can happen, you know? So it's just been so many amazing life experiences with myself, my mom with her stroke, my grandma with her thyroid cancer, just helping friends and family, even my mom telling her neighbor just to do celery juice. It moved her needle, and it's so fast.
Well, not only that, I know now you know, God bless your mother. I mean, she's been through the ringer for sure in life. She truly is a warrior. It'd be awesome to have her on the show to kind of just get her point of view as well. But I remember, you know, even post the stroke, she had then breast cancer. She had developed breast cancer. This is when I really saw Lisa really owning her passion, and I'm excited that she's going to be getting her platform more off the ground and dedicating her time and services towards helping the countless people out there. And you should have seen the confidence. She was like, all right, let's go to the hospital. And she was just owning the doctor. She's just like, just get the scans. Here we go. Blood work, yada, yada. And she didn't really care anything about what going to say. She knew that she was going to be able to heal her mother. And so I'll let you explain a little bit about that. Like the first day you went in, right, and you got some scans and...
So Marcus has said my mom has been through the ringer. She sure has. You know, she came from Korea. She had 3 kids, and it was work and hustle bustle, $500 in their backpack. They came to America to start this life. And, you know, they paid for it in certain ways. And, of course, ultimately it was with their health. So the reason I started this was back when I was 25. My mom, you know, had the tumor on her adrenal gland. Then she had the breast cancer. Then she had the massive stroke back in 2017. And right around there,
Is that the correct order?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Breast cancer first, then the stroke?
Yes, and then it was the stroke. So stroke was 2017. It was the summer of 2017.
Oh, time flies by.
Yeah, and that was when medical medium, just divine intervention, just came in.
We started applying medical medium, what, 2018?
2018, yeah, it was right around that time where, you know, divine intervention just entered into my life. And they always say, you know, nothing is coincidence. It's like it just all came into my life. And through that information, I was really able to help my mom to recover. That was 2017. Like I said, she was in ICU for 30 days. Doctors had zero clue as to why she had this. She's healthy. And, you know, everyone's definition of healthy is different, right? It's like I could be eating junk all day and exercising, but if I look good and I am a certain weight, then I'm healthy, right? So the depth of the word healthy is just so vast that, you know, it's hard when people say, yeah, I'm healthy, but what does that really mean, right? So anyways, through that journey, you know, that was 2017. Medical medium entered our life information around 2018. And since then, she's been doing very awesome. Like, obviously, she's not on full hardcore protocols, but she does the morning medical medium cleanse every morning. She does a couple other things as well. I mean, if someone just dropped off all the stuff at her door first thing in the morning, you best believe she would do everything. But you know how life gets. It's even hard to do all the things we want to do. But we try our best, and she's been doing great since, and she's never felt better in her life, and she's in her mid-60s.
So that's awesome. Well, thanks for sharing a little bit about that. I guess if I were to ask, you know, obviously this is your first time putting yourself out there, right? I mean, even for myself, it's like making myself more vulnerable towards this form of expression. You know, I normally, as a professional athlete, I've always just expressed myself through my physical actions, and now ultimately when it comes to my truest passions, it's really helping others to achieve the same goals that they have for themselves. You know, and the beauty of life is everybody wants what they want, you know, not everybody wants the same thing. And regarding what some of the things that you want to do, you know, you want to start helping to manifest the health of and uplift the health of others that you come into contact with. And so normally when you're kind of putting yourself out there, there's a call to action, right? So what is your call to action? You know,
my call to action.
Who are you trying to, you know, impact? Who are you trying to work with in life?
Ultimately, you know, obviously I want to see my family thrive in all aspects, you know, but at the same time, there is a calling for this information to be out there because, as you know, every other person is sick. They have something chronic. They're fighting something. They don't have energy. Like, it just goes, you know, so deep into what everyone's issues are. And with me, there's just this burning fire inside of me where I have to get this information out there. I get messages in my inbox daily. I get questions left and right. And you know what? It's like, it is time, you know, I need to get this information out there. It's so important. And ultimately, my girls get to learn from me and they get to apply this to their life, their future families. And it's just so important that I get this info out there. Just as says, I need to get this out there. I need to get these into this books because he used to have waiting lines of millions of people that were bedridden, had no answers, seen 25 doctors, tried X, Y, A, B, C, and D, and they're still sick, you know, because there's just too many things out there. There's so much misinformation out there. And finally, we have answers to heal. There's no more guessing games. You don't have to waste 7 years trying A, B, and C. And, you know, some people need to try all that to really see. But most people that do are people that have tried 10 things and been to 7 doctors and, you know, never got better. So I'm just so happy. Even when I meet, you know, I have a lot of staff that are in their college years and they'll ask me a lot of questions in health. And I'm just like, wow, that is amazing that you guys are taking such courage to take steps into your health right now versus, waiting 10 years until something happens. And I tell them all about MM. They're so excited. They jump right into it. They're telling me about all the different changes they've already seen just within like 3 weeks. And I'm like, wow, you don't have to waste your time with anything else. Can you do other healing modalities to help supplement, such as yoga and meditation? Of course, I'm not denying that by any means. But if you have something chronic and you're bedridden and you've been sick for 10 years, doing yoga every single day is not going to heal you, So it's just getting all the right information.
And even if you feel that you're not sick, even if you feel you're healthy, I always, when I was, 15 years ago, when we kind of like started this health trend, she was telling me about how I needed to eat better. I needed to be preventative. It was better to be preventative than reactive. And when I was young, I didn't really understand that, especially when I didn't have as much money in my pockets. They were empty. But this is another firm example as to like your outer reality is a reflection of your inner reality. When I started applying health conscious acts, starting with nutrition, everything, my external reality started to change. As I poured that sunshine into my body, I started to have things manifest. The intentions that I wanted to create in this world to manifest before my eyes started to manifest. And it's sometimes it's remarkable how that process comes along. For me, it started with, like eating organic, and like everybody starts asking the same questions. Well, doesn't that cost a lot more? Well, as soon as you start investing yourself, we already know the power of investing yourself, like whether it's investing in your nutrition or investing in a mentor that is in the place that you want to be, it's going to cost something. And I think the more you invest in yourself, the more you're going to, all that information is going to compound to help assist you towards what you're trying to manifest in your world. And, to see from where I started to where I am today and to project to where I'm going, I'm grateful for these little seeds that Lisa planted in our family. It hasn't been easy, but it's awesome to see how strong and powerful we've been building ourselves up. So it truly shows the importance of just investing in yourself, being proactive rather than reactive. That was one of the things she used to say, and it's something I'm still working on. And that's another aspect of your outer reality is a reflection of your inner reality. I firmly believe that whatever challenges present itself to you in life, if you take a moment at a time to give yourself that self-love and reflect upon the things that can help you to increase the quality of your life, you'll start to see that manifest in life before you. And you're blessed. You hope that you're blessed to have a long life. Things can happen in life that can present challenges that make it hard for you to move forward. But when you do take that leap of faith, because it does require faith, you'll be surprised what you attract in your life. And it's awesome because God has blessed us with a very abundant life, and it's afforded us the ability to be able to create this platform to have a reach out to you guys. I think if we didn't invest in ourselves, we probably wouldn't have the confidence or the time, because we would be battling everyday stressors. Not to say that there isn't stressors. We have a lot going on, but the beauty of our life is we get to walk to the beat of our own drum. We got to set our intentions, God willing, of course. I say that humbly, of course. But I'm so grateful that we made these steps, right? Because now we've conditioned ourselves to be successful in other areas of life, from our businesses with our family businesses. We have over 8 businesses now that we work together. That takes a lot of hard work and dedication while taking our health into consideration, not only just for our family, but our close family, from our siblings, our parents, to the friends and acquaintances that we've had in life, to now reaching this pursuit of helping others in the world of health and wellness. And, so it's truly a blessing. We're excited to see how fruitful the fruits of our labor will be when we are out there actually living in our purpose. I'm a firm believer, medical medium says it, that we have many, many gifts here, and many gifts to share with the world. And this is just one aspect of that we want to put out there. And so we hope you stay tuned. If you're looking to find any information to Lisa, you can find her website at lisabach.com. Once again, her brand is Healing's Feeling. You can find her on her social media platforms. On Instagram, Healing is Feeling. Give her a follow. You can find myself at Livelifeandlovecoach. And once again, this is the Warriors Garden podcast. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, because TikTok's back. Yeah, they banned it yesterday, but apparently it's back again. So we're excited for that. Another platform for us to express ourselves and get more eyes on. And it's going to take you guys out there. If this information resonates with you and you like what we're all about, it'll be awesome if you guys can disseminate this information, disperse it across all your social media platforms, because I'm a firm believer in many hands make light work, and we're going to need your help. And we're extremely grateful because I know the more that we attract in our life, it's going to be able to provide us more opportunities to give back. So thank you very much. Thank you, Lisa, for being on the show today. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. And one thing I'd like to add is that, we're in the beautiful state of California, hence the background, just a few days after all the fires. And we pray for everyone that has been affected, and we pray that, the light will shine through the darkness that this world has. And one tip of information that gave us is that, when there is lots of fires or stuff like that, or bad air quality, it's important that you not only wear a regular mask, because that doesn't really help much, but you want to get like a rag and soak it in water, wring it out, and keep it over your face so the debris won't filter through the cloth. You want the wetness to really kind of trap all the debris and vapors and toxic heavy metals and all the waste that's literally burning in the air. So stay safe, have faith, stay strong, and may the light always win.
And I love how she always brings it back to medical medium. I know there's a lot of people out there that takes medical medium information and they don't give them any credit. I'm a firm believer, and I love Lisa has the same values. The information we know is not ours organically. This information comes from things that we learn and experience in life. So I've always been a firm believer in giving credit where credit is due. And we're so blessed to have an individual who dedicates his life. He has the world's largest healing community. And so let's not also forget to shout him out as well, Medical Medium. You can find him on Instagram and all social media platforms as well, Medical Medium. When it comes to all his books and information, I would consider them to be equivalent to the Bible when it comes to nutrition and wellness. Like I said, he will tell you the root cause and how to overcome it if you choose to allow it to enter your life. Because at the end of the day, it's your faith that restores you. So I hope you guys have faith in yourselves, to give yourself that love, to recognize the power and beauty of the blessings that God has presented to some people here in this world. Everybody has a blessing, but those that choose to act on it, it's more power to them because they're putting themselves out there. You don't think that medical medium is not scrutinized by the medical industry, but yet he stays resilient and tenacious, and he's a great role model for us to do the same. So once again, thank you. Thank you, Medical Medium. Thank you, Spirit of Compassion, for all that you do. And thank you, Lisa, for all that you're going to do and all the lives that you're going to impact. And for me as well, I'm still working on developing myself, learning to be comfortable in this space. But, it's awesome to be able to say that this was our first episode, and I thought we carried ourselves really well. And like anything, when we look back at this, and we see the future progress of what we do, I have to say, we're just grateful that we're starting today. And so that's awesome. I feel like with that, because she's my wife, and this is a beautiful view, I got to bring her in here. I got to twirl her around and bring her back for a kiss. Here we go. All right. Well, let's bring it in.
All right.
That's it. That's from it for me, Live Life and Love Coach. My wife, Lisa Black, Healing is Feeling. I hope you guys enjoyed us. Stay tuned for more information and contact pertaining to us. And don't be afraid to reach out. That's it. God bless. Cheers.